I'm Sister Corita. I am the director of the Corita Art Center in Los Angeles, and my aim with Corita's work has been to make it more accessible to the public. Her message is really timely, even though the work she created was a good 50, 60 years ago. Today's audiences, I think, are really hungry to hear the messages and to see the amazing, bright, vibrant, experimental works that she produced during her lifetime. And we're here in Berlin bringing the work together, and with Aaron Rose, whom I've worked with over the years in several exhibitions of Corita's work.
I was first introduced to Corita's work really by accident. I had seen a piece on the wall of a friend of mine's house at a dinner party and thought that it was made by a young contemporary artist. I had no idea who it was, and I inquired, what's that piece, and this woman, Amber Abramson, said, "You've never heard of Sister Corita before? That's a Sister Corita work. Oh my God, you have to find out about this." And she actually introduced me to Sasha. This is going back many, many years now. And we decided to write a journalism piece, a magazine article together about the work. And that was really the initial introduction to Corita and to working with Sasha in the Corita Art Center. Was a journalist, and then as things went on, it became organizing exhibitions and making films, and for me it was just a very, very special, very unique story in the history of art that I felt really needed to be told.
Corita was so many things. Besides producing art, she was an amazing teacher. In fact, a lot of people say that her teaching was her real art. She was also a nun, and all of the things in her life really coalesced in her work. Although we know this exhibition is about her as an artist, her art itself is very didactic. So even in the work, she's teaching us how to be better people, or teaching us how to be responsible citizens, how to care for one another, how to care for the earth. And these are the same values that she held as a nun. So it's all interwoven, and using her work as a teaching tool, not just with the social aspect of it, but the experimental, the process-oriented nature of it has been something that's really exciting to me, and I think Aaron shares that excitement too.
Sasha and I worked together through pretty much every step of the installation. We both of us have a real fondness for Corita's later work. The bright, vibrant 60s pop works are possibly, they're more well known. They've been more in the vernacular of art. You've seen them in magazines, you've seen them published. And I think maybe because of the colors, the brightness, all that, but there's something about her later work from the 70s and even into the 80s that I've always thought was actually in many ways even more sophisticated than maybe some of the work that was done in the 60s. And so that was sort of our first jumping off point was, okay, we're doing a retrospective. This is very much a retrospective. There are pieces included from every era of her work. But then to expand it a little bit, that we're in a situation where we have a beautiful space with lots of room, so let's push it a little bit and show people a bit more. And at the same time also to show that she was a teacher. So the area in the back of the exhibition that it's an art studio space is to bring in that part of the whole thing, that it's it's about Corita's work, but it's also about the bigger ideas behind what she was about, and to allow people to experience that side of it as well.
And I think with Corita, there was this statement that she loved: we have no art, we do everything as well as we can. And I think the idea is that everybody is an artist. We all have a creative spark, and it's important that we exercise that. And I think also Aaron and I are so familiar with the work that I think newcomers are always really attracted to the pop. It's just that's the mind-blowing thing. But the more you live with it and the more time you spend with it, just these other ones kind of seep in and they start to, they work on you. So that's part of the benefit of having worked for so long in this.
Yeah, and it's so unique to have an artist, to have access to an artist's works, to be able to work with I hate to say products, but to work with visuals that are like an ever peeling onion, and that's what's really interesting about Corita. Like it's just a constantly peeling onion. Like still, there hasn't really been an exhibition that really has gone all the way deep to the core. Like it's so big, it's crazy.